Welcome back to Forensic Lectures. In this video lecture, we are going to see organization of FSL, Center and State, NCRB and NICFS. So what we are going to cover today is that what is Forensic Science Laboratory, categories of FSL, division of FSL, mobile forensic van, NCRB and NICFS. So let us first start with the first topic, that is what is an FSL. So this full form of FSL is Forensic Science Laboratory. So this FSL comes under a government organization that deals with examination of evidence. So all the examination relating to forensic science or the evidences which are collected by private or even we can say even the private detectives, they are examining in this FSL. Okay, so there is a body that governs this, that is the DFSS. What? DFSS. So the full form of this DFSS is this Directorate of Forensic Science Services. So it was established in the year 2002 to 2003. Okay, so the founder here was MS Rao. So it was under the Ministry of Home Affairs. It controls the FSLs and the GEQDs. So GEQDs are nothing but government examiner of question documents. Okay, so this GEQDs now it is in Shimla. Okay, then it is in Kolkata and Hyderabad. So at these three places, this GEQDs are located. So this DFSS, they govern the Forensic Science Laboratory. So under this FSLs, what they do is they provide training for those who are involved in the justice delivery, or we can say the justice system, like the police officers, the forensic science expert, the scientific officers, okay, lab assistant, lab technician under the FSL. Then coming to other things that it are providing is that scientific aids and assistant, like all the instrument, how to use them, what how to control and all the things they are providing. Then it regulates working and control of FSL and GEQDs. So as I have mentioned earlier, it provides financial and technical support. So what is there in this FSL, there are instrument, okay, they are so costly that it cannot be affordable by this private labs also sometimes. So all this equipments or the technical support which are there, they provides with them. Then it promotes research and development. So if you want to do any research, then take the example of fingerprint. So this research and they will help you in this promoting of your research and development in the field. Then to review the practice in the field, like they will provide you with the apprenticeship, internships, okay. Then moving to the lab hierarchy. Lab hierarchy is like you are telling the hierarchy of the lab in this FSL. So there are hierarchy. At the top we have the director who manages the FSL. Then under him there is the additional deputy director. Then next comes to the assistant director. Assistant director is like we have the narcotic section, or we can say the toxicological section. So for each division there is one assistant director. Then there is below him is a scientific officer who will go to the court for giving the expert advice or for the testimony. Also the scientific officers, they also go for this testimony. So below them is the senior scientific assistant and scientific assistant. They carry out the examination of evidences with the assistant. Okay, so all these four are the main who does this examination of forensic evidences. Then under them there are lab assistant and lab attendant. They will help them to carry out this examination. Then the most important one is the non-testifying staff. Okay, for any organization, non-testifying staff is very important, right? In this they will come like peon, clerks, okay, they will manage the files and all that. then also the cleaners, right? It is very important. So next, moving on to the categories of FSL. So if we see the categories, there are total 6 categories. The first one is the Central Forensic Science Laboratory. Like depending on the uh, time and area, we can say, for the evidence to be kept in proper condition, there are central forensic laboratories. Then there is a state forensic laboratories, means each state will have their own state forensic laboratories. Then if in that state there are regions, then there will be a regional forensic science laboratory. If there are different districts, like 2-3 districts, then each district will have a district forensic science laboratory. Then depending on the area, if these districts are vast, then there will be the mini FSLs that will be operating in that particular districts. Then lastly, there will be a mobile forensic unit. So mobile forensic unit is nothing but the mobile forensic van. Okay. So coming to mobile forensic vans are like they will have a car, or we can say tempo traveler like car. In that there will be kits like fingerprint kits, which can be movable from one place to another. This toxicological this evidence collecting tools. Okay. So there this state and forensic laboratories, how many are there in India? Exactly, the central forensic laboratories, they are total 7. So they are located in Hyderabad, Kolkata, Chandigarh, New Delhi, Guwahati, Bhopal and in Pune. Okay, so this all 7 state or 7 places, they have the central forensic laboratories. Okay, then each state has its own forensic science laboratory. But if you see like this regional district, it is not mandatory to have this each district and each region. If you take the example of Karnataka, and if you take the example of Goa, then this Karnataka has this state forensic laboratory, regional okay, state and regional forensic laboratories. But if you take the example of Goa, even though it has 2 districts, there is only one state forensic laboratory. Okay, so it also depends on the population, or we can say the other criterias. So next, moving on to the division of FSL. Okay, so the first division. Okay, here there is a little typing mistake. So this is the first one, that is the question document division. So what happens in this question document division is that all the disputed we can say the question document, the documents which are in question, they are examined in here. Okay, even the counterfeit currencies, they are investigated or they are examined in the question document division. Then coming to the chemistry, that is the second one, all the chemical related cases are examined in here. Then third one is the physics related issues are examined in here. Then biology is the fourth one, that is in here, or biological or serological examine, like the examination of semen, blood, okay, is done over here, or the biological type of evidence. Okay, then the DNA division, it deals with all the evidence that is related to DNA, from which we can get the DNA examination. Then sixth one is the toxicological department. So here they are dealing with poisons, okay, and the toxic materials. Then next we have is the narcotic section. So in narcotic section, drugs and all related cases are dealt. Then arson and explosive cases. Arson and explosive means what? If there is a fire case, bomb blast, okay, all these cases are dealt in this arson and explosive division. The newly introduced, that is the psychological division. Here we have the brain mapping is done. Then this lie detection test, okay, polygraphic test, they are done in this psychological department. Then photographic section, right? For all this division, the important thing is what? Photography. For preservation of evidence, what is the first step that we have learned in the previous video lectures, right? So it is photography, right? So this is there. Then next, moving on to the, this is again a typing mistake, that is computer forensic. So this is computer forensic division. It deals with all the cyber related crimes, or we can say if the data is encrypted, dead hardware, all the computer related things are dealt in this computer forensic. Then lastly, the ballistic division, it deals with firearm examination, and also with this bullets and all this defense things which they are using, right? All these are dealt in this ballistic division. Okay. Then next, moving on to the mobile forensic van. So what is a mobile forensic van? The word mobile means what? You can take the forensic equipments or the laboratory in different places, okay, in a van. So mobile forensic van is a part of FSL, wherein the FSL can be reached at the crime scene with all the facilities that are there in FSL, but it in a limited way. So limited way means what? You cannot take large equipments, okay, like this. What we can say here is that large equipments mean large machineries to a scene, right? So like if you can carry the fingerprint kits, right? Fingerprint kit is there, so you can carry it to the crime scene. So this is done in the mobile forensic van. Then also some collecting equipments, like you can collect the blood and everything with the help of this mobile forensic van. Then this mobile forensic van, it has department wise equipment, okay. The first thing, it has the different type of light sources, means while collecting evidence, there will be required certain things can only be seen under UV or IR, right? So they have this light sources, or in certain areas we can say a crime scene is in the deep forest, so this light sources is very important. Then personal safety equipments for all the scientific assistant or officers, they are going in this mobile forensic van. Yeah, okay, fingerprint kits, then electrostatic dust printer, these are the few examples that are present in this mobile forensic van. So mobile forensic van, where it is operated in the FSLs, okay, mainly the state FSLs. So next, moving on to the next topic, that is NCRB. So NCRB is nothing but a full form is the National Crime Record Bureau, okay. So here Record Bureau means what? From the word only, full form only you can see, right? It records the crime. So it is an Indian government agency responsible for collecting and analyzing crime data, okay, all the crime data, like each and every case, they should be uploaded somewhere on the software. So this crime data or crime record, like the modus operandi, or the how the crime has taken place, how many crime, what is the crime rate, everything is managed by this NCRBs. So if you take the example of one police station, how many cases and what type of cases, how it has, if they have been solved, unsolved, every record is kept with this NCRBs. So as it defined by an Indian Penal Code, okay, IPCs, CRPCs, and also this special and local laws, they are recorded there. Then this NCRB, it is operated under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and it is its headquarters is in New Delhi, okay. So that's about NCRB. Then this NICFS, okay, so this NICFS is institute, it is a forensic science institute, okay. So this institute was renamed as National Institute of Criminology and Forensic Science, that is NICFS, in the year 1991. And again, now recently there it was renamed as Lok Nayak Jaiprakash Narayan okay, on his name. Then continuation as the NICFS. So this National Forensic Science University, it is a National Forensic Science University. It is in Delhi, that is Delhi campus of this NICFS, and this institution is of national importance under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So the government of India, it is recognized as the by the Act of Parliament of India. So it was made mandatory for the Forensic Science Institute that is under the government. So this was established. And it is one of the central police organization of the country. So police organization means what? All the PI or the PSI which are there, or the police officials, they are trained here, or they are given the basic education over here in the NICFS. So that's all for today. If you like my video lectures, please subscribe, share and comment. Thank you.